In this video, I'm going to show you some footage of damage from a black bear and talk a little bit about that. I don't yet have any live footage of the bear. In a couple weeks when I meet with the Game Commission officers, maybe I'll have some then. They did relocate this bear about an hour away from this particular bee yard. So for now, that bear is not a problem. But bears always are a problem when you have beehives. And in the video also, where I start with it, it was about half cleaned up because it was a cold day. I was running out of daylight and it was a big mess. So I didn't really bother or have time to take some video. You'll notice also on these colonies some blue 1-inch insulation, which we don't ever have on top of our colonies. I had cut some of those up for something experimental this year, but ended up putting them on those colonies. As I was piecing them back together, they need all the help they can get. A couple of them needed some fondant, which we never have to do on those colonies, but because of losing all their honey to the bear, just trying to get as many through as possible. As far as the Game Commission, they were great people to work with. The two officers who've helped with that did a wonderful job and very nice to deal with. The reimbursement, if you have damage, it's a little bit complex and a mess. They don't know how to handle loss of bees or drawing, frames with comb, etc. Like the stuff that's really valuable. They may be able to, depending upon logistics, replace some boxes and things like that. But of course, my primary objective is to kind of stop the issue, either prevent the bear or relocate the bear. And in general, the easiest thing to do in this situation would be to move all the colonies. It wasn't possible for this bee yard, and we've always for 12 years fenced around colonies, no matter where they are in Pennsylvania. This happened to be in northern Pennsylvania, where there's a little bit more of an issue, but we've seen bears near and known of bears being near every single bee yard from southern PA up to northern PA. Just differing impacts is what we've seen. All right, just getting some pictures. You can see boxes and frames destroyed. I picked a bunch of these up, at least half of them. Who knows if they make it or not, because they were apart on the ground. Just going through these slowly. Let's see, some good video here. I bent this back up, but he was going out this corner, and actually looks like there's a path going through the grass right there too. So you can see it's all cleaned up real good. Some barrel arms on the end. Down here, you'll see what happens. I'll follow you through and let you know who makes it. About 20 out of 30 were definitely damaged. 10 looked in good shape. We'll see. Bear trap. Trying to finish up here, making sure all bees are strapped up for the winter after getting the bear mess cleaned up. Whew. Snow squalls, windy, 50-mile-an-hour winds today. So you could see the mess on the video there. A couple of interesting and key things. One, for the most part, I recommend if you have bees, get a fence around them. Preventing is the easiest thing, easiest way to solve it. It's not 100% foolproof. As you could see here, we've done a good job preventing, but a beekeeper nearby had put up some colonies without a fence. Bear got in there, and once a bear kind of gets the idea of it, it's harder to stop them from getting in. Other solutions, if you can move your bees, the easiest first solution is to simply move them. That bear hit us on a Tuesday night and again on a Friday night before we could get everything completely the way we wanted it. Good fencing, good ground, good electric, they help. Some people will put bacon or peanut butter on the wire to get them to touch it and get shocked. I put up some alarms. I'm showing you those here. I took a picture, a video from Amazon. I've heard from a couple of people that these do work. We'll see on that point. But I did have to clean everything up really good. The problem with bears is one gets in there and they get a lot of honey and stuff on their paws, and they walk through the woods. They create basically a honey trail, and then you can attract other bears. So after we cleaned things up, the good thing was we got a couple of nights of good rain, which helped wash things a little bit more. So yeah, interesting point there. He did randomly tear things up, probably getting stung and whatnot. The frames were a mess. The wooden frames were destroyed. The acorn all-in-one plastic frames, need cleaned up and recoated, but none of those were really destroyed, which was interesting. Seemed to like to chew up the wooden frames. At least 20 colonies out of 30 in that yard got hit pretty hard. We won't really know till March or April if they make it. They were healthy otherwise. Had lots of stores, good clusters of bees, but a lot of those colonies lost a good bit of the cluster, dragged out into the field, etc. We don't know whether the queen's still in there, what we put back together or not. It was too cold that day to go through anything. And basically we'll sit it till March now and hope that a lot of them make it. That's really all we could do for them at that point. So a little frustrating, but it is what it is. It's always a possibility. As far as bears are concerned, always a possibility. You do your best and then take whatever steps you can, and then respond quickly if possible. We put a camera up there. I have cameras in most places where we've had chance of people issues. Now on the more remote yards, we're putting cameras just to know that things aren't knocked over and get alert if there's a bear issue like that. So hopefully if you have bees, you have them well fenced. This is the time of year they're hungry, they're building up, where it's more likely to have bear damage. And of course it's high impact too, because if it's cold like it was in the 20s overnight and stuff, and they're damaged and you don't find it right away, it can be an issue. Not easy problems to solve. So even though this bear was relocated, doesn't mean, it's a permanent or fixed solution there. On the positive side, after we were done cleaning up, I had a little bit of daylight and checked a couple of other yards. I think we went through over 60, maybe 65 colonies. They all looked healthy. One was a dead out, by the looks of it, clearly from viruses from varroa mites, but everything else looked really good. So it is what it is. We'll have to fix things there as far as the bees are concerned, restore those colonies in the spring once we figure out what's going on with them. And hopefully eventually we get some cold weather and the bears hibernate. And I hope not to run into this again soon. It's always a possibility. We've always had bears sighted near our bee yards anywhere in Pennsylvania, from southern PA up to the northern mountains. More likely up in the northern mountains. This is the device that I'm talking about as far as for motion sensing, found on Amazon.